gon' keep it rocking till the break of day.
Man, we outside looking at the skyline, flowing with the breeze as it flows through the leaves. We just watching time fly.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy Just Raised, and thank you for tapping in with another episode of Behind the Soul Podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about life, we talk about faith, we talk about music, we talk about the creative process, we talk about so many different things and peel the curtain back behind the soul to reveal the truth of the matter and to reveal the behind the scenes of everything. And today is an actual very special episode today. First of all, it's the first episode of 2025. So let's clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. But you see I got the pencil and the notepad out. So you already know what we're talking about. I already said in the last Behind the Soul episode, by the way, these drop every Wednesday. In the last Behind the Soul episode, I shouted out my top three underrated projects for 2024. And today, in that last episode, I said that the next episode, we're going to be talking about the top 10 projects from 2024. So I got the pencil. If you tapped into my album reviews, you know what happens when the notepad and the pencil come out. We gonna be talking about music. So thank you for tapping into this. We definitely gonna be talking about the top 10 projects of 2024. But I appreciate each and every person who's tapped into any of the content on the channel, but especially the Behind the Soul pods, because they're special for me. It's something I wanted to do, to just share more of myself. It's different to do reactions, to do reviews. That's cool, that's fun, I enjoy it. Even to the album reviews, I enjoy it. But Behind the Soul, you kind of get to hear my heart on a lot of different things, whether I'm breaking down one of my songs, whether I'm talking about somebody else's song, whether I'm just talking about the creative process or life or faith in general. But it's just a place where I get to share my heart about a lot of different things and reveal like different insights on the creative process. So today, like I said, first episode of 2025. Shout out to 2025. But today we talking about 2024. We talking about the top 10 projects in 2024. Now, before we get into the top 10, gotta shout out these honorable mentions. Of course, off top, I gotta start with my top 3 underrated projects for 2024. So we got shout out to Truth and Mike Wise for Vanguards 2. Shout out to Jiggy Man, It Was Dark There. Shout out to Gavin the Hot Rod, the Back Row Hero. Shout out to C4 Katona, Though the Scars Remain. Shout out to Alcott for dropping What's a Man to Do. Shout out to Q for dropping Booster Pack. Abel for dropping Musical Chairs. Paris Cariz for Take You to Paris. 350 for 3, Does Anyone Know You're Going This Way? No Big Deal for The People We Became Reimagined. And Limo Blaze for Young and Chosen. Each and every one of y'all. First of all, 2024 was loaded with not only singles, but projects that were very, very well done, put together, and composed really well. The rapping, the singing, all of those things. But those projects that I just mentioned were definitely honorable mentions that could have been in the top 10, but they weren't in my particular top 10, but they were great albums. Shout out to all y'all for putting in the work. Shout out to the homies. Shout out to TLS Off the Porch. Shout out to each and every artist or collective that dropped music last year. It was a lot. But now that we got the honorable mentions out the way, now we got the kudos to all of y'all who put in the work. Now we're going to talk about this top 10. We're going to start with number 10. Shout out to my dog. My brother. If he's watching this, I'm sure he's shocked because I ain't telling him. But to my brother, at number 10, J.Kirk, As a Bird. Bro, I had to put him in my top 10. One, the project was fire. But bruh been retired for years. bruh been retired from music for years. Like when I was in a Christian rap group and we were doing numbers around the city, there was a few other people in groups that were doing numbers around the city as well. Kirk was one of those people, and life taking you in different directions, in different ways, and different pulls. I mean, he kind of stepped away from music, was still a part of a different collective called Camp Friends. He was a part of a couple collectives, actually. High Site Music, Camp Friends. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's a VA thing. But he's always been a super dope artist, super dope friend, super dope person. And man, to see him actually put together a beautiful body of work, man, it just from beginning to end, it was a dope project. From the intro with Morgan Freeman, yes, he had Morgan Freeman on the project. You gotta listen to it. You gotta listen to it. J.Kirk as a bird, fire project. Definitely caught me off guard. I knew he was doing it, but when I heard it, I was just like, yo, this joint is fire. He even had me featured on one of the records called Bliss. That's not why he made the top 10, because he would have been on top 10 regardless if I would have been on the project or not. But I appreciate the fact that he reached out and let me do some background vocals for him on a record, fire project. Shout out to Kirk, man. Don't go back into retirement, man. keep dropping music. But shout out to Kirk. I had to put him at number 10. At number 9, this one's special too. Ayo Shamir, Judas. This. First of all, Ayo Shamir and the 99 Boys, bruh, just when it comes to gritty CHH and boom bap, they are like the upper echelon of that genre and of that style. And it's great to see. I can't even hold you, man. Between Ayo Shamir's production, between the features he lines up on each of these songs on the project, the fact that the project was called Judas, and it just kind of walks you through the whole death and resurrection of Jesus, and just Judas's part in it, and just how we see ourselves reflected in that, and just it was so dope, man. Like it was such a beautiful experience from beginning to end. Loved the records. Favorite record definitely off the joint was 30 Pieces. I'm sorry. 30 Pieces just was on repeat for me for a long time. Like, it was on repeat for me for a very long time. So shout out to Ayo Shamir, and shout out to the 99 Bulls, and shout out to Judas, because that project was phenomenal. Hey. One thing I like about doing these lists, man, one thing I can't say, people always ask me who I listen to musically and this, that, and third. And I always tell them, like, probably people you've never heard of. Because a lot of people I listen to are usually people that most people have never really heard of. Especially if we're talking about like consistents or favorites or anything like that. But I'm surrounded by dope artists. What can I say? Like, I listen to the art that they create and put out, and it's beautiful. So why would I listen to anything else? But so I love doing these recaps and just talking about different musical things, because it's just like you get to see some of my personality, you get to see some of what I rock with, and I get to put you on to new artists, because hey man, it's a struggle for all of us indie artists to try to get an audience with different, we all fighting for attention out here trying to allow the music to speak for itself. But it's dope when I'm able to introduce people to artists they've never heard of or been introduced to. So like I said, number 10 was J.Kirk as a bird. Number 9 was Ayo Shamir, Judas. And number 8, this project came out this project came out a couple weeks ago. But it was fire, and it was well put together, highly anticipated. The Saga As of Late. That's my number 8 project for my top 10 projects in 2024. Fire production, fire. I love the way Saga actually layers and stacks his vocals. Just a super dope battle rapper, a super dope artist, and it's rare that you find battle rappers that are actually great at making good songs and good music. Street Hymns is definitely one. Saga is definitely one. And I just love to see how he strings together songs the way that he does, like between the layered vocals, between the rapping ability, between his singing. Like it was just a dope experience. It was dope to see, dope to listen to. 18 songs, beautiful messaging, beautiful arrangements, Like it was dope. It wasn't all singing. It was definitely rapping and singing in there as well. But it was just a beautiful ride. Number 7. Gotta go with number 7. Now, I know this particular project was definitely something to kind of get the juices flowing again for this person's creativity. But it was phenomenally done and put together. Andy Minio's For Promotional Use Only is my number 7. The samples, the flips, the lyricism, the vocals, the creativity was just on steroids on this particular project, and I loved every minute of it. Every minute of it. I don't know what I was about to say, but every minute of it, I loved it. So yeah, For Promotional Use Only is definitely my number 7. My number 6. Shout out to the homie. You already know how I feel about your unreleased music. But for number 6, Talk to Me Nice by Jared Sanders. It's funny because I was like, I wonder which one am I feeling? Because Talk to Me Nice dropped super early in the year, and then Talk to Me Nice Volume 2 dropped super late in the year. And so I remember listening to Talk to Me Nice Volume 2, and I was like, this is solid. Definitely could play it in the gym. Definitely could work out to it. And I was like, I wonder. Let me run back Talk to Me Nice, because I hadn't heard it in a while. I was just like, oh yeah. To me, it's no comparison in between the two. Like, they're both titled the same thing, but Talk to Me Nice Volume 1 was just even though I know he's called it a mixtape, it felt like an album. You feel me? It felt like an album. Talk to Me Nice Volume 2 reminded me of like a mixtape or something you could play in the gym, or like an EP of sorts. But both of them were super dope. Lyricism, top tier. When you talking Jared Sanders, lyricism's always gonna be top tier. Creativity was dope. But like I told you, Jared, your unreleased stuff made me mad at what you dropped this year. So I don't know I don't know who dropping next year, or this. Excuse me. I don't know who's dropping this year, because it is the first. I don't know who's dropping this year in 2025, including myself. But low key, Jared got album of the year packed up. That's all I'm gonna say. But my next at number 5. At number 5. For my top 5, now we're entering the top 5, but for my top 10 albums of 2024, or top 10 projects of 2024, number 5, I got Anike, the self-titled Anike. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I'm excited to see what Wanda's next project is gonna be, because the style that she's going for and the creativity in her music in this particular album, once she masters this, it's going to go crazy. Like, I'm sure it's already going crazy, but it's finna be stupid. Like, it's finna be stupid. Like, once she masters this sound, like, you can tell on certain records on this particular project, like, she was trying out different things and trying out different styles, and you could feel it when it was working, and you can feel it when it was just like, okay, that developed a little bit more, it's gonna go crazy. But what I will say is the creativity, the sound, the sonics, like, she don't sound like anybody. Like, low key, if you play Anike and then you play like some of her early stuff, you wouldn't even know it's the same person. But it's just dope to see her evolve into where she is now, from the name change, from the creativity to the lane that she's carving out for herself. Like, it's beautiful to see, to her performances, her videos, like she is really stepping into her own. And bruh, Anike, the production on this particular album was bananas. Like, it was crazy. I don't know what they're doing at Reach, but bruh, Anike to the moon. To the moon. Number four. Number 3 and 4. Who I got at 3 and 4? Don't mind my order, but it's my order. Number 3 and number 4 kept switching for me. So it's kind of like both of them 3, but I had to separate 1 to 3 and 1 to 4. So for 4, I got DJ Mike LV in 1995, Bodega 2. Phenomenal project. No skips in my opinion. I just press play and just let the whole record play. Yeah, everything in the top 5 was no skips for me. Everything in the top 5 was no skips for me, or it was either 1 or no skips for me. Like, it either had 1 song I was just like, I'm cool on, but the rest of it was just like no skips whatsoever. My number 1 is no skips at all, but everybody else might have had like a song here. I'm like, I can pass that. But, bruh, Bodega 2 was fire. Just press play, let it play all the way out. You're gonna be vibing. You're gonna get the lyricism. You're gonna get some dope creativity, bruh. 1995 is a monster on production, and Mike LV is both of them actually are dope at coordinating who to put on what song and which project, and it's dope to see that. I pray that Mike LV continues the trend and comes out with a Bodega 3 and kind of keeps the series going, because Bodega 1 and 2 was fire. I don't know what else to say. Bodega 1 and 2 was fire. I know it's an arduous process to go through all that and sift through all the verses and sift through all the different people that he's invited to have the opportunity to be on the project. But hey man, y'all do it well. And the results show. That y'all are doing y'all thing. So keep up the good work. 1995, continue to be a monster. Mike LV, continue to do what you do. And God always. I just always wanted to say that. Number 3. Like I said, 3 and 4 they kept searching for me. Number 3. I not gonna hold you. I forgot about this project. I remember listening to it a lot when it first came out, and then I forgot about that project, and I started playing it not too long ago. I was like, yo, this low key. This project caught me off guard. Low key, this project caught me off guard. We got Not Clyde, I Love NK, or I Heart NK. And bro, from beginning to end, from intro to outro, this project caught me off guard. Like, I wasn't expecting to vibe with this project as much as I did. Like, NK is the Not Clyde is the type of artist that's like, he's not everybody's flavor, but he makes good music. He makes good music, and his heart is very genuine when it comes to Jesus and when it comes to people, and it's felt and it's noticed and it's appreciated. And bruh, I remember listening to his EP years ago. The EP with Flock on it. I can't remember the name of it, but that joint was fire. But it was a lot of bops, and I thought, I don't know how I would feel listening to a whole album like that. But listening to I Heart NK, this whole project was dope. It was dope from beginning to end. It was dope. It wasn't super boppy, but it did have bops. It was heartfelt. He was talking on that joint like it was a great project. Like, it shocked me, it surprised me. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it to be as dope as it was, and I was pleasantly surprised. So my number 3 is I Heart NK by Not Clyde. Number 2, Tory Deshaun, come and see. What we talking about? What we talking about? What we talking about? Come on, dog. What we talking about? Tory Deshaun. First full project I've ever heard from Tory Deshaun. I've heard singles from Tory Deshaun, but I've never heard a full project from Tory Deshaun. Oh man, my notebook. I really don't need it anymore. But yeah, like, for this to be his first outing, and for this project to be so cohesive, so well put together, the production phenomenal, and he produced pretty much every record and or had a hand in production in every record. The switches, the voices, the transitions, the storytelling, this project was phenomenal. Another one that surprised me because I had never heard a whole project I hadn't even heard an EP from Tory Deshawn. I had only heard singles from Tory Deshawn. So to hear a whole album and for him to just pop up, for him to, in the words of Kendrick, pop out and show the way that he did, bro, phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. Shout out to Tory Deshawn, man. That's my number 2 album of the year. Or album of 2024, because we're in 2025. But number 1. I said this halfway through the year. I meant it then. I meant it even more now. Nobody was taking this top spot from Swoope. We go on. Swoope, we go on. Number one album of 2024. What are we talking about? I get it. A lot of CHH is pushed towards children. I get it. But guess what? A lot of the people that grew up listening to Cross Movement, grew up listening to Craig, grew up listening to Early Reach and stuff like that, we adults now. And it's just we done been through some things. We done lived life a few times. People done got married. People done had kids. People have experienced different life changes in their walk, different life changes in their life, different life changes in their family, their dynamics in their family. We've lived life. And this project, we go on. Shout out to Pastor John O. Shout out to Swoope. Putting y'all heart and soul in this project on the topic of grief. Beautiful. I remember when it dropped. I was on my way to work. Decided to play the record. Had to cut it off because I'm over here in full tears in the parking lot. Why am I crying at 4 o'clock in the morning? Why am I crying at 4 o'clock in the morning? Because this album was so beautiful and spoke to so many different aspects of not only grief, but also life, and also dealing with grief, and also processing grief. And it was just dope between Pastor John O's beautiful, phenomenal metaphors and words of encouragement, and it was just beautiful to the songs. Chasing Ghosts. I miss my mom. When these tears came on, I had to turn it off. When these tears came on, I think I listened to the first 30 seconds. I said, I gotta turn this off. Y'all not about to do this to me, and I'm about to go into work. I'm talking full tears. These tears came on. I said, nope, can't do this today. I'm gonna have to wait till I get off. Cause ain't no way y'all about to have me at work unloading these trucks or loading these trucks in full tears. But Swoope We Go On is my number 1 project of 2024. Hey man, when you done been through sometimes stuff don't hit the same until you done been through some things. And I didn't mean that to rhyme, but it did. Hey, it is what it is. That album, phenomenal. It's gonna stay in my rotation in 2025. It stayed in my rotation in 2024. Beautiful work, Swoope. Keep going, bro. Just keep making music, bro. Swoope might be my favorite artist out right now. I ain't even gonna hold you. Between the production being phenomenal, between the lyricism going crazy, bro. Bro. Everybody that I've mentioned today, continue to put in that work, continue to put out great art, continue to produce a great walk, continue to live the life that God wants to see from you, whether that's in music or not. Just continue to show up consistently every day, for your family, for yourself, for your spouse, for it ain't even about fans. It ain't even about the people that are watching you, but for yourself, for your spouse, for the Lord, for your children, for your family, for your community. Continue to show up consistently every day. Continue to follow his steps. Continue to let him lead your path, man. And continue to put out great art if he's continued to call you to do it. Yeah, man. 2024, it was a lot of music. A lot of music being dropped. Even for myself, man. 3 projects. I worked on 3 projects in 2024. Technically, I worked on more, but only 3 of them came out. But, bruh, 2025, we gonna keep it rocking. We gonna keep it grooving. We gonna keep it moving. And we're just gonna continue to move forward in life, continue to do life with people, continue to show up daily for my family, for my kids, for my wife. Yeah, man, 2025 is more. More life, more light, more love, and more blessings, and more commitment, and more consistency. Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep y'all lifted. I hope y'all keep me lifted to continue throughout 2025. And once again, Happy New Year to y'all. Appreciate y'all tapping into another edition of Behind the Soul Pod. Appreciate y'all tapping in with your boy. That was my top 10 projects from 2024. You can come up with your own list and drop your own video. Let me know in the comments below how y'all felt about the projects that I mentioned. Not necessarily the order that I mentioned them in, but just the projects. And if you haven't listened to the projects that I mentioned, what are you doing? Definitely put them on your on your playlist and just run through them. To each his own. If you rock with it, you rock with it. If you don't, you don't. But don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified anytime that we drop a new video on the channel, which is every day. Thank you for tapping in with your boy today. Happy New Year to y'all. And never forget, it's free show to the show. Free. Let's get it.